Hello, this is Molly Remer, and welcome to our Herbal Ally video for December. This is our final Herbal Ally of the year. Next year, we are going to be moving into an 8 Goddess Wheel of the Year format instead of a 12 Goddess Wheel of the Year, and so there will be 8 Herbal Allies for 2026 instead of 12. But this is our final Herbal Ally video for 2025, and as a reminder, the goddess we are honoring this month is Lilith. Lilith is a complex goddess. Sometimes she can be a little scary to people. I find her tremendously powerful and inspirational, and she's one of the goddesses that has had the biggest impact on my life, along with Inanna and Medusa and Persephone. In particular, Lilith has been influential to me, particularly when I worked on an actual Lilith circle with a small group of friends, and it was very potent and transformative to work with Lilith in that capacity. So anyway, Lilith is our goddess of the month, and our Herbal Ally is going to be Calendula. This is the 3 of Fire card from the Herbcrafter's Tarot by Letisha, Guthrie, and Joanna, Powell, Colbert, and there is a lot to share about Calendula. If you are a member of the Goddess Ritual community or Goddess Magic community, Goddess Magic Mystery School on Patreon, you will receive a set of cards and a little Herbal Ally booklet that you can use during this month's practices. And then also we have the companion December ritual kit in the shop, which will sync up beautifully with the information that I share today in this week's Rituals of Returning Herbal Ally video. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Herbal Ally Calendula, and I just love this card. I have a special fondness for Calendula. I find it's really pretty, and it's just really delightful to use and work with, and I just love this deck and how it just shares with such vivid imagery this work in progress, so to speak, this living practice. It's not presented as a finished product, and it's not presented as a pretty image, but there's like work in progress here. There's something happening. It's a very lively deck, even though there's no people. You don't see any actual people. Sometimes you see hands, but in general, you just see the work in progress, and I find that cool component of the Herbcrafter's Tarot. Okay, so getting to Calendula now and the messages from our Herbal Ally. So Calendula is a 3 of Fire, and the message here is to take joy in prolific, passionate play. So an affirmation for this month could be, I take joy in prolific, passionate play. Another reminder from Calendula is to delight in your own unique expression. So an affirmation might be, I delight in my own unique expression. And then a third point is that creative inspiration will last longer than one season. So going backwards slightly to Lakshmi, who was our goddess for October, and there was some messages there from her about letting go of some projects or letting go of self-imposed expectations in order to refresh your love of creating. I feel like this is a nice continuation of that theme, to trust that creative inspiration will last longer than one season. So an affirmation could be, I trust my creative inspiration, but recognizing that we don't have to rush to do everything all at once, that there is time, and that creative inspiration can continue to unfold over the course of a month, over the course of a year, over the course of a life. And so going back to the book from Joanna and Letisha, playful creativity is infectious. Calendula grows easily and readily self-sows. Once you plant it, you will have it in your garden for years. All varieties have healing properties and create an abundance of medicine. These are exciting times. Explore new art forms. Take decisive action. An affirmation could be, I take decisive action. Allow your ideas to find wildly original expressions like the many colors of Calendula. Calendula enjoys a long and fruitful growing season, so you too remember that you can remain enthusiastically committed to your goals over unfolding seasons, not just one time, but you can remain enthusiastically committed to your goals. And then another message is to step into leadership with confidence. So some practice ideas for this month can include igniting your playful spirit by making an oil, salve, or tincture with Calendula. Create art with the colors of Calendula, which is lots of yellow and orange, but primarily shades of yellow. Create art with colors of Calendula to express your joy. Make a magical creativity confetti with dried Calendula petals. petals, and then scatter it over yourself, sprinkle it over yourself with that energy of creative inspiration, with prolific, passionate play, with your own unique expression. So make dried creativity confetti and sprinkle it around. You can also leave calendula as an offering of creative inspiration, which is particularly apt as we step into the cave and we descend into a time of rest and renewal, when we may feel dormant and like our creativity is kind of pulled inward or quieted or softened, and then we're preparing for Imbolc, when we release our inspiration once again. We let our creativity out to play, and so this is a time of incubation and consideration, but we can still sprinkle creative magic all around us and trust that it's going to carry us through into Imbolc, where we will then light the flame and tend our seeds of promise once more. So good inspiration from calendula here. And like I said, you can make a salve or a tincture with it. You can make a simple salve by really just heating oil with calendula petals in it. And again, I'm not an herbalist or a doctor, so you should do some more research if you want to make a salve like that. But it's very simple to heat oil and with some calendula, not too hot, or you'll crisp and burn the calendula. You don't want fried calendula. You just want it to infuse the oil. But it can be very easy to make a simple salve that way, and then it can be used for healing with burns, cuts, small wounds, that kind of thing. Very small. Don't slather on broken legs or anything like that. So anyway, again, not an herbalist or a doctor, but I have made calendula salve quite a few times in my own life and found it useful. Okay, so moving on over to Lilith. I'm going to move our Lilith goddess here to show the Lilith card from the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashensky. And I love this expression of Lilith, who instead of the glamorous, I mean, she's still kind of glamorous, but she's kind of snaky and kind of wild and a little creepy looking, instead of just being a, glamour shot of Lilith. So Lilith is associated with power, and that's part of why we used the word for the month of December is claim, because it's about claiming our power, claiming ourselves, claiming our own lives, claiming our own self-sovereignty, claiming our own space. And so Lilith is a really wonderful goddess for claiming our own power. So popping on over to the book, and a little reading from Lilith about power. I dance my life for myself. I am whole, I am complete. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I dance the dark and the light, the conscious and the unconscious, the sane and the insane. And I speak from myself authentically, with total conviction, without regard for how I might look. All the parts of myself flow into the whole. All my divergent selves unite as one. I listen to what needs to be heard. I never make excuses. I feel my feelings deeply and profoundly. I never hide. I live my sexuality to please myself and pleasure others. I express it as it needs to be expressed, from the core of myself, from the wholeness of my dance. I am female. I am sexual. I am power. I was greatly feared. So a lot can come up with Lilith around around fear too, and being feared, for being a powerful person, for expressing yourself authentically, for speaking your mind, for speaking your truth, for embracing your own power. That can be seen as threatening or dangerous, and so you might perceive risk there. So Lilith was originally the Sumerian queen of heaven, and was actually a goddess older than Inanna. Inanna was our goddess last month, and I really do feel a kinship between them, like they're, and they're come from different stories, but you can kind of see them holding hands in their own way. A goddess older than Inanna. The Hebrews took the goddess and transformed her into the first wife of Adam, who refused to lie beneath him in their sexual relationship. And when Adam refused, she left him. And in Jewish mythology, she was then described as a demon, essentially for refusing to submit to the male rule or headship of the husband. She was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to live by myself. I'm going to claim my own power. I'm going to be a self-sovereign human and woman, goddess, power, queen, etc. And I don't actually need you. And I have a poem written about that, which I said at the end, I say, I would rather taste the whole world than your compliant lips. And that is that's Lilith speaks right there. So Lilith appears to tell you to take back your power. Where are the places you have lost or given away your power? What beliefs do you hold that deny your power? What beliefs do you hold that deny your power? Have you been told that powerful women can never find mates, or that women can't have power because that makes them unfeminine? Have you been teased, shunned, or ostracized by others when you've stepped into your power? Are you afraid of misusing your power to dominate or manipulate? Lilith says that the way to wholeness for you lies in acknowledging that you're not connecting with your power. And then second, coming to terms with and accepting your power. So some affirmations there, really a core affirmation for this month is I connect with my power. And then also, I accept my power. I connect with my power and I accept my power. So a ritual suggestion from this book is to do a cord cutting ceremony at the dark of the moon. This is a good one for ending the year too. If there's something that you're ready to set aside, to lay behind you, to let go of as we step into a new year, a cord cutting ritual can be important for that. And I'll share more about that in our resources in the Goddess Magic Mystery School on Patreon. But essentially, if thinking about the beliefs that might be holding you back, thinking about being afraid of stepping into your power, etc., on the dark of the moon, you cast a circle and then tie the cord around whatever it is that you're trying to really. So if you're afraid of stepping into your power, you might tie the cord around your ankles. If you're hampered, feeling not like you're not creative, you might tie the cord around your wrists. If you have if you're struggling with issues of sexuality, you might tie the cord around your hips. There's not a specific right way, so tie the cord where it feels appropriate to you. You might want to tie the cord in multiple places. And then also think about how you're holding yourself back from your power. Think about what you need to fully inhabit your power, and think about how you need to express your power. And think about what you're laying aside, like what fears are holding you back from stepping into the new year. And then you speak the meaning of that cord, tie the cords, and then you think about those cords, and you actually can wear them for multiple days. You don't have to it's not like a single thing. You can wear them and think about them and dream about them and meditate with them and experience the cord cuttings. And then on the dark moon, you, and like I said, I'll share a fuller ritual about this later, but then you can cut the cords during your ritual, and that can be a very powerful way of reclaiming your power. Okay, so we're already at 12 minutes, so that was a little bit of not a sidetrack, but I meant to put that in a separate video, and instead I started talking about it here, so I will share more about that later. But moving on to our Lilith Story Goddess Oracle card, which you also receive as a member of the Goddess Magic Mystery School community on Patreon. Let's go ahead and see. Claim is our word. This was a little card that went out in magic mail to people. And so a core affirmation is this: I claim my own power. I claim my own power. And then a little small reminder prayer here. For now, dear one, just wait and be here. This is your life, waiting for you to pay attention to it. So another affirmation could be, I pay attention to my own life. I pay attention to my own life. And then a little reminder from our little tiny Lilith card here. It is revolutionary to return, to keep coming home to yourself, to your own inner wisdom. It is rebellious to reclaim your attention, to be in devotion to your own life, to unite yourself with the sacred unfolding. And that is one of Lilith's gifts, as she really is like the original rebellious woman, the one who would not take things lying down. Okay, so here we go with her little reading from the Story Goddess Oracle card. Listen, mine is the dark moon's knowing. I control my own destiny. I will not lie down, I fly. I sing on owl's ferocious wing. I know the passion of blood, the cost of freedom, and the texture and taste of life's wildness, Interesting that I started to say life's willingness, because maybe we need to be willing too. Maybe we need to be willing to claim our power, to inhabit our own wholeness, to be in devotion to our own lives, to reclaim our attention, to unite ourselves with the sacred unfolding. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy exploring Calendula this month. I hope you explore cord cutting, claiming your own power, working with Lilith in all of her mystery and magic and ferocity and rebelliousness. And I hope I hope you reclaim your attention and keep coming home to yourself. Thank you so much for being here. Keep living your magic and keep claiming your power. Bye-bye.